Lucky. Welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? I love Lost Odyssey. I played it before. I'm just doing it again because it's been a while.
A horrible decision, really.
Hey, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Wasn't familiar. I casually played it last time on the PS4. Yeah, I feel that.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll get the pizza out of the oven. Be right back. Also, what's up, Mage? Just existing. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
I played on the Xbox One this time instead of the fucking 360, so it plays a little better. Wrong side. Fuck. Oh, don't defend, don't defend.
Okay.
Why would you defend? I just all my damn heals.
Okay. Okay.
I'm such a madness.
Getting darker. What's happening? I've never seen this before.
Huh? In the garbage bin.
Let's take him now. Only the strong survive.
I know the target system works, so I don't have to worry about it right now.
Guess we have no choice. Like taking candy from a baby.
I know you can do that. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna use magic though.
No one gets in the way.
So maybe for solstice next week? Well, not next week, for Tuesday,
Only the
rather,
strong
'cause it's
survive.
2 days away. Anything up here? No? Okay. I specifically saved my bright dust for Tuesday so I can get the glowing armor. It's about 6,000 bright dust, so it's not, terrible. But
You see anything?
See.
What
Maybe
about
under
there?
the. Yeah.
Here, let me help.
Hold this. I'm not gonna die.
Hey,
What?
that guy over there. He's still alive. Huh? Hey, you!
What about the others? You alone?
What's your name? Your unit?
Second Lieutenant Kai Marganar, Commander, 17th Platoon, Armored Magic Troopers.
It's a miracle you made it. Come with me. This way. Unbelievable. One survivor.
Yeah. Amazing he made it out safe. Especially in that outfit. We're pulling out! Let's move!
That's Officer Seth Balmore with the 43rd Magic Division. She's like you. She got out in one piece.
Really? You two are walking miracles. Hey, I...
oh god.
Here's where you get off, Lieutenant.
The Council wishes to hear from a survivor, sir. Sorry, not you, Officer Balmore.
Hey, I'm a survivor too.
The Council has only summoned Lieutenant Argonar. Sit down and shut up.
Well, that's just weird.
This way, Lieutenant. Follow me.
And the upside mage is a better game than fucking Trial Eyes, right? There's no humping goblins in here. I know that's what you're into, but you know, thought I couldn't be of more assistance there for you. What's funny, Dunner asked me to stream and he doesn't even show up for it. He's a bitch! That's how the money makes.
Hey, you're that guy, right? The soldier that can't die. The 17th Division. That was the front line. They were smack in the middle of the Wool Highlands. No one could have survived that meteor crash. But
It
here
wasn't a
you
meteor.
are, without a scratch.
Beg your pardon, Lieutenant, but it's really strange. The few we were able to save were far from the center of impact, and even those men were seriously injured. It's hard to believe that anyone could have survived that inferno.
Then don't believe it.
The Council won't like that attitude.
The helmets are weird. I hate their helmets.
Come on, tell us. How'd you make it?
By minding my own goddamn business. You'll live longer. Now the game actually starts. What you doing all day, mate? Just chilling, playing games, playing Destiny. Or not. He's kind of dead till fucking Solstice of Heroes and the next season comes out. Yeah, I figured.
Years ago, a new power manifested itself onto the world. With its discovery came the magic industrial revolution. This power came to be called magic energy. Even now, there are none who can explain why this power, a power that merely lay buried within all living creatures, suddenly flourished as it did. Today, this magic energy permeates every corner of the world. It has changed the way people live, transformed the shape of industry, and has even altered the nature of war.
Is it true the Kents have requested a truce?
Indeed. We heard that enough men were committed to cover the Wall Highlands and that most of the Kent force were eliminated. This war was started by them. It's only right they withdraw.
We've also lost a tremendous number of troops. After suffering such a devastating loss, if the Goza were to strike now, there would be no way we could defend our country.
And there are also whispers that Goza was pulling strings behind the invasion.
What makes you think that the Goza were involved?
We have confirmed that a large amount of military hardware has been moved from Goza to Kent. We assume Goza plans to use Kent to keep things stirred up and destabilize Ura.
Are you saying that even the meteor crash was a Gotsan plot?
My lord, I have some disturbing information on that subject. We suspect that a situation at Grand Staff may have caused the meteor crash.
Grand Staff? This is not the first time that stories about it reached my ears.
This is not confirmed, but magic energy may have leaked out of Grand Staff, interfered with something in outer space, and precipitated this disaster.
Gongora!
Yes, my lord.
The Grand Staff falls under your jurisdiction. Do you have anything to say?
Nothing for the moment. Where did you get this information? Construction of Grand Staff is going smoothly.
now that the forces of Ura have suffered such devastating losses. I think we have no other way to protect our land except with the magic energy that Grandstaff will provide. We should hold off on debating the pros and cons of Grandstaff until we've thoroughly reviewed the world's current situation.
What you say makes sense, but our plan to use magic energy is a double-edged sword. With all sorts of rumors flying around, we might want to halt construction of Grandstaff.
What?
Only temporarily. As soon as it's clear that Grandstaff had nothing to do with the meteor collision, we'll resume construction immediately, Gongora.
Stone. It's shiny over here. What is it? I want it. Grave ring. That belongs to somebody. Go up, no down. No down. I don't like their helmets, man. Find the waste here. Once we're out of the station, please follow me straight to the council. Let's get moving, Lieutenant Argonor. It's quite a long way to the council hall. Fuck you. Go at my own goddamn pace. I know what to fucking do. This game is one of those games where if you don't know about it, you'll never know it exists. Here's a gift from the owner's fiance, as a young soldier. Oh, right. Fucking the ring goes there. You know what? I'm pretty sure that's what you want to do, Mage. That's cool, man. I don't judge. Do you, man? Do you?
Emotional damage!
I got plenty of that. Monorail street wartime. Stone. You'll say shit important. Those plume. Proceed. booster.
Well done. You may leave. Lieutenant Kaya Marganar, we thank you for a job well done. I am Roxium, chairman of the Central Council of Ura. Well, Lieutenant, it seems people are calling you the Immortal. We've heard there were almost no survivors from Ura or Kent after the meteor crashed on the Highlands, and yet you appear to be unharmed, even though you were presumably at the precise point of impact. Tell me, how did you survive?
I don't know.
My lord, please allow me to explain.
Fine. Speak.
Thank you, my lord. Actually, this man is immortal thanks to my magic energy. He is under a spell of immortality that I conjured.
I wish to know more. This immortality spell, how does it work?
I don't know.
What? Are you saying that you don't know about the spell cast on you?
I don't remember. I recall nothing.
My lord, this man has lost his memory. However, he is skilled in magic energy, so I have been studying his abilities.
Then what can you tell us, Gongora?
With all due respect, my lord, the spell is a curse. It is said that merely hearing it brings death near. For the safety of everyone, it is better that the spell be kept secret.
Smooth.
Very well. Since I trust your studied opinion, I shall take your word that we should not know the spell. Death is determined by fate, and one cannot fight it. Lieutenant, since it seems that you cannot be killed, the Council would like to bestow a special mission on you.
This fucking guy. You can't die, so we're gonna stab you in the face 47 times, see if you can withstand it.
We want you to go to Grandstaff.
My lord.
Gongora, you cannot keep this hidden any longer. Till now, construction has been left up to you, but we've lost contact with the site.
It's just that...
Gongora!
They really are, though.
Until we can confirm that
Not even a
Grandstaff
spell,
project
he's just
is
immortal
safe,
from the mortal realm.
construction shall be suspended.
Yes, my lord.
So now, Lieutenant Argonar. You know of Grandstaff, under construction in the Sea of Bas?
I've heard that it's a magic staff.
Yes, it is. As you just heard, all communications with the site have been cut off for some time now. Considering the danger from magic energy leaks, We suspect that no one can investigate the possible cause, except someone immortal.
Well, there is someone else.
What did you say?
At the Wall Highlands, another immortal. Her name is Balmor.
Well then, this other one shall accompany you. I shall summon her. Quickly, make the arrangements.
Right away, my lord.
My lord, pardon me for saying this. But I'm building Grand Staff for the sake of our nation and its people.
Enough! We will await Khaim's return and report.
Of course, my lord.
You are dismissed, Lieutenant.
Here comes an Argonar. A word from Chairman Roxanne that you are off duty until further orders from the council. To find angels on the street for you to stay in, we were ordered. We already arranged the council to contact you there. Poster. Medicine. Poster. Note. Whitestone. Excuse me. Hammer. I don't know if there's anything in this tavern. Be upstairs. Ah, okay. Bomb. Seed. If you wonder what the seeds are for, you trade them to this creature in one of these urns, and it gives you accessories. You think 10, 20, 50, or 10, 20, 30, 50. I don't remember the actual number. Pick this thing. I think purple meant shop. Shop, right. Nobody here. Empty shop. Alright, well. I could lure them. I guess. Oh, no, let's go up here first. Told you that, remember? Yeah. Forget I told you in the stream? Well, I can get off. So we hang out or something. I did. It was. I am full. I don't know what this ball was for. Got the room. Alright, that's fine. Remember that ball being used for something? That's what it was used for. Oh wait, this dude's mansion. Nothing actually here. Yet. Oh, you tell me. Can I just go back and get it now? I'll get it when I leave. No point going back. What kind of purpose?
And now, counselors, I propose that Gongora be removed from Grand Staff Project, with control transferred to this council.
My lord!
In addition, until Lieutenant Argonar completes his investigation, I propose that Gongora be confined to his residence under surveillance. Those who disagree with my proposal, raise your hands now.
It appears I have no choice but to agree.
I see there are no objections. It is decided.
I mean, I would say kill him now, but do that for reasons. For your guests, you have any questions, comments, suggestions, kind of things down here. We came here for a honeymoon. We'll never forget this experience of a lifetime, which I just represent. During the whole time, how could I have any fun? It's like bad weather just follows me around. The soldiers were loud, everything was so expensive. I just wanted to go home. At least the girl was really cute and her food was good. It was my first time in the city. It's been an interesting and meaningful trip. I'd like to visit again. Came here to send my son off to the army. He's such a kind-hearted boy. I'm worried that he won't fit in with those military types. I just pray that he'll be back safe. I rode on the monorail. I saw the castle. I'll play with the dog. I'm gonna go to my grandma's house tomorrow. I can't wait. Okay. Nobody cares. Like, why would you write that in the fucking first place? I woke up, I had a brownie. Ura Street map. Great Gate, downtown Ura, the palace, Ura, Great Gate. This magnificent structure serves as the entrance to the city of Ura, as well as providing protection from enemies. The monorail station has now become an essential part of Ura's transportation and is one of the blessings from the Magic Industrial Revolution. Downtown Ura. Beautiful sights of Main Street are the most memorable part of Ura. Permanently authentic flagstone. Boulevard melts seamlessly with the wonders of the modern magic engine technology to create a wonderful blend of old and new Ura in one unique view. Palace. Even under Ura's modern Republican government, the palace's majestic exterior continues to loom over Ura. Rebuilt as part of the Magic Industrial Revolution, this symbolic structure continues to serve as one of the city's most recognizable buildings. Transportation in Ura. The monorail system is inexpensive and runs frequently, so it's your best choice for visiting downtown or the palace area. For those who prefer a more personal touch, Magic taxis offer a high level of privacy. Some merchants even conduct their own important meetings inside. Okay. Pretty sure nobody cares enough. Oh. Just normal room. Nothing in here. No, that makes sense. Hey, have a room. Give me a room. Council's told me about you. Please enjoy your stay.
As Kaim slips into deep sleep, his dream unfolds. A dream or his past. At this moment, there is no way he could know.
The story about this right here is kind of fucked up. It gets really bad. We won't get to that part today, but you know, it's pretty bad. Oh, you remember this part? Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Not gonna lie. Don't worry, Mage. We'll find your dancing goblins soon. They gotta be somewhere. Right? I mean, they can't just not exist. I mean, what? I didn't say nothing. Kyle recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Dream has been revealed. Oh, I should hope so, right? Family members have tears in their eyes when they welcome Kyle back to the inn from his long journey. Thank you so much for coming. I understand the situation immediately. The time for departure is drawing near. And it's departure. Too soon, but still he knows this day would have to come sometime, and not in the distant future. I might never see you again, she said to him with a sad smile when he left on this journey. Her smiling face almost transparent in its whiteness, so fragile and therefore indescribably beautiful as she lay in bed. May I see Hannah now? He asks. The innkeeper gives him a tiny nod and says, I don't think she'll know who you are, though. She hasn't opened her eyes since last night. He warns Kime. You can tell from the slight movement of her chest that she's clinging to a frail thread of life, but it could snap at any moment. It's such a shame. I know you made a special point to come here for her. Then a tear glides down the wife's cheek. Never mind, it's fine, Kime says. He has been present at innumerable deaths, and his experience has taught him much. Death takes away the power of speech, first of all, then the ability to see. What remains alive to the very end, however, is the power to hear. Even though the person has lost consciousness, it is by no means unusual for the voices of the family to bring forth smiles or tears. Kime puts his arm around the woman's shoulder and says, I have lots of travel stories to tell her. I've been looking forward to this my whole time on the road. Instead of smiling, the woman releases another large tear and nods to Kime, and Hannah was so looking forward to hearing your stories. Her sobs almost drown out her words. The innkeeper says, I wish I could urge you to rest up from your travels before you see her, but Kime interrupts his apologies. Of course, I'll see her right away. There's very little time left. Hannah, the only daughter of the innkeeper and his wife, will probably breathe her last before the sun comes up. Kime lowers his pack to the floor and quietly opens the door to Hannah's room. Hannah was frail from birth, far from enjoying the opportunity to travel. She rarely left the town or even the neighborhood in which she was born and raised. This child will probably not live to adulthood, the doctor told her parents. For this tiny girl with extraordinary, beautiful, doll-like features, the gods had dealt an all-too-sad destiny. That they allowed her to be born the only daughter of the keepers of a small inn by the highway was perhaps one small act of atonement for such iniquity. Hannah was unable to go anywhere, but the guests who stayed at her parents' inn would tell her stories of the countries and towns and landscapes and people that she would never know. Whenever new guests arrived at the inn, Hannah would ask them, where are you from? Where are you going? Can you tell me a story? She would sit and listen to their stories with sparkling eyes, urging them on to new episodes with and then. When they left the inn, she would beg them, please come back and tell me lots and lots of stories about faraway countries. She would stand there waving till the person disappeared far down the highway, give one lonely sigh, and go back to bed. Hannah is sound asleep. No one else is in the room, perhaps indication that she has long since passed the stage when the doctors can do anything for her. Kaim sits down in the chair next to the bed and says with a smile, "Hello, Hana, I'm back." She does not respond. Her little chest, still without the swelling of a grown woman, rises and falls almost imperceptibly. "I went far across the ocean this time," he tells her. "The ocean on the side where the sun comes up. I took a boat from the harbor way far beyond the mountains you can see from this window. And I was on the sea from the time the moon was perfectly round till I got smaller and smaller and bigger, till it was full again. There was nothing but ocean as far as I could see. Just the sea and the sky. Can you imagine it, Hannah? You've never seen the ocean, but I'm sure people have told you about it. It's like a huge big endless puddle." Kaim chuckles to himself, and it seems to him that Hannah's pale white cheeks move slightly. She can hear him. Even if she cannot speak or see, her ears are still alive. Believing and hoping this to be true, Kaim continues the story of his travels. He speaks no words of parting. He's, as always with Hannah, Kaim smiles with a special gentleness he has never shown to anyone else. He goes on telling his tales with a bright voice, sometimes even accompanying his story with exaggerating gestures. He tells her about the blue ocean, tells her about the blue sky. He says nothing about the violent sea battle that stained the ocean red. He never tells her about those things. Hannah was still a tiny girl when Kaim first visited the inn. When she asked him, "Where are you from?" and "Will you tell me some stories?" with her childish pronunciation and innocent smile, Kaim felt a soft glow in his chest. At the time, he was returning from a battle. More precisely, he had ended one battle and was on his way to the next. His life consisted of traveling from one battlefield to another, and nothing about that has changed to this day. He has taken the lives of countless enemy troops and witnessed the deaths of countless comrades in the battlefield. Moreover, the only thing separating enemies from comrades is the slightest stroke of fortune. Had the gears of destiny turned in a slightly different way, his enemies would have been comrades and his comrades' enemies. This is the fate of the mercenary. He was spiritually worn down back then and feeling unbearably lonely. As a possessor of eternal life, Kaim had no fear of death, which was precisely why each of the soldiers' faces distorted in fear, and why each face of a man who died in agony was burned permanently into his brain. Ordinarily, he would spend nights on the road drinking, immersing himself in an alcoholic stupor, or pretending he was trying to make himself forget the unforgettable. When, however, he saw Hannah smile as she begged him for stories about his long journey, he felt a far warmer and deeper comfort than he could ever obtain from liquor. He told her many things about a beautiful flower he discovered on the battlefield, about the bewitching beauty of the mists filling the forest the night before the final battle, about the marvelous taste of the spring water in the ravine where he and his men had fled after losing battle, about a vast, bottomless blue sky he saw after a battle. He never told her anything sad. He kept his mouth shut about the human ugliness and stupidity he witnessed endlessly on the battlefield. He concealed his position as a mercenary from her, kept silent regarding his reasons for traveling constantly, and spoke only of things that were beautiful and sweet and lovely. He sees now that he told Hannah only beautiful stories of the road like this, not so much out of concern for her purity, but for his own sake. Staying in the inn where Hannah waited to see him turned out to be one of Kaim's small pleasures in life. Telling her about the memories he brought back from his journeys, he felt some degree of salvation, however slight. 5 years, 10 years, his friendship with the girl continued. Little by little, she neared adulthood, which meant that, as the doctors had predicted, each day brought her that much closer to death. And now Kaim ends the last travel story he will share with her. He can never see her again. He can never tell her stories again. Before dawn, when the darkness of night is at its deepest, long pauses enter into Hannah's breathing. The frail thread of her life is about to snap as Kaim and her parents watch over her. The tiny light that lies in Kaim's breast will be extinguished. His lonely travels will begin again tomorrow. His long, long travels without end. You'll be leaving on your own travels of your own soon, Hannah, Kaim tells her gently. You'll be leaving for a world that no one knows, a world that has never entered into any of the stories you have heard so far. Finally, you will be able to leave your bed and walk anywhere you want to go. You'll be free. He wants her to know that death is not sorrow, but a joy mixed with tears. It's your turn now. Be sure and tell everyone about the memories of your journey. Her parents will make that same journey someday, and someday Hannah will be able to meet all the guests she has known in the inn far beyond the sky. I, however, can never go there. I can never escape this world. I can never see you again. This is not goodbye, it's the start of your journey. He speaks his final words to her. We'll meet again. His final lie to her. Hannah makes her departure. Her face is transfused with a tranquil smile as if she just said, see you soon. Her eyes will never open again. A single tear glides slowly down her cheek. Kaiman's mind is filled with lost pieces of past memories. Certain sights or conversations can bring these memories back in the form of dreams. View episodes from 1,000 Years of Dreams again. Rest at any inn or bed and select from start menu. Blah, blah, blah. Viewing an episode from 1,000 Years of Dreams, you can pause it by pressing the start button. Okay. No. Oh no, all the stories are pretty messed up. Like, they're all pretty bad. Let's get the next one unlocked. Because there's more. There's more. And I want to make sure everyone can see these dreams when I beat the game, so they have like some backstory of what Kaiman's been through. It's pretty fucked up, man. Sleep well. No message for you yet, I'm afraid. I'll hold any messages that come for you here, so please don't hesitate to take a stroll outside. Let's forget the horrors of the battlefield. Oh, by the way, feel free to use any of the items you find here, there, or accomplished by the house.
Oops, sorry. Oh, look out.
Ah, Jensen. Or Jansen. This guy.
Wait, let go! My throat! Damn!
Why are you following me?
You're Kai Marganar! I mean, Lord Gungor asked me to do it! It's the truth! I'm supposed to tell you to go to his manor. He has something important to tell you!
You almost killed him for like following him.
You are? Jansen, messenger for Lord Gungora. At your service. Man, what an attitude. Jeez whiz.
I love that part. That part's great. Well, you're fresh from the battlefield too, aren't you? We both something upset. That'd be time, huh? Kind of feel like a heel, thinking about all my bad dead buddies. Wow, dead buddies. But having another chance to see your family, well, it's a great feeling. I think I actually make it out of this alive. After all, I have no idea what I'm going to do when it's time to knock on my family's front door. Memory. All right, see what we got. Alone in a crowd of rugged men nursing his drink in the far corner of the old post town, only tavern Kaim. A single man strides in through the tavern door. Massively built, he wears the garb of a warrior. His soiled uniform bespeaks a long journey. Fatigue marks his face, but his eyes wear a penetrating gleam. The look of the fighting man on active duty. A hero's return. Okay. The tavern's din hushes instantly. Every drunken eye in the place fastens on the soldier with awe and gratitude. The long war with the neighboring country has ended at last, and the men who fought on the front lines are returning to their homes. So it is with this military man. The soldier takes a seat at the table next to Kimes and downs a slug of liquor with the forcefulness of a hard drinker, a man who drinks to kill his pain. 2 cups, 3, 4. Another customer approaches him, bottle in hand, wearing an ingratiating grin, a typical crafty town punk. "Let me offer you a drink," wheedles the man, as a token of gratitude for your heroic efforts on behalf of the fatherland. Soldier unsmilingly allows the man to fill his cup. "How was it at the front? I'm sure you performed many valiant deeds on the battlefield." Soldier empties his cup in silence. The punk refills the cup and adopts an ever more fawning smile. "Now that we're friends, how about telling me some war tales? You got such a big, strong-armed hunterman. How many soldiers did you kill?" Without a word, the soldier hurls the concept of his cup into the man's face. The punk flies into a rage and draws his knife. No sooner does it leave his sheath than Kimes' fist sends it flying through the air. Faced with powerful united front of Kime and the soldier, the punk runs out of muttering curses. The 2 big men watch him go, then share a faint smile. Kime doesn't have to speak with the soldier to know that he lives in deep sadness. For his part, the soldier, having cheated death any number of times, is aware of the shadow that lurks in Kime's expression. The tavern's din returns. Kime and the soldier pour each other drinks. "I've got a wife and a daughter I haven't seen since I shipped out," says the soldier. "It's been 3 long years." He lets himself smile shyly now for the first time as he takes a photograph of his wife and daughter from his pocket and shows it to Kime. The wife, a woman of dewy freshness, the daughter still very young. "They're the reason I survived. Thought of going home to them alive was all that sustained me on the battle." "Is your home far from here?" "No, my village is just over the next pass. I'm sure they've heard the news that the war is over and can only wait to have me home. You can get there tonight if you want it, too badly enough. It was that close." But the soldier dons a mouthful of liquor and groans, "I'm afraid." "Afraid of what?" "I want to see my wife and daughter, but I'm afraid to have them see me. I don't know how many men I've killed these past 3 years. I had no choice. I had to do it to stay alive. If I was going to get back to my family, I had no choice but to kill one enemy soldier after another. And each and every one of those men had families they had left at home. It was the code of war, the soldier's destiny. To stay alive in battle, you had to go on killing men before they could kill you." Oh, excuse me. "I had no time to think about such things at the front. I was too busy trying to survive. I see it now, though. Now that the war is over, 3 years of sin are carved into my face. This is the face of a killer. I don't want to show this face to my wife and daughter." Soldier pulls out a leather pouch from which he withdraws a small stone. He tells Kime it is an unpolished gemstone, something he found shortly after he left for the battlefield. "A gemstone?" Kime asks, unconvinced. The stone on the table is a dull black without a hint of the gleam a gem should have. It sparkled when I first found it. I was sure my daughter would love it when I brought it home to her. Gradually, though, the stone lost its gleam and turned cloudy. Every time I killed an enemy soldier, something like the stain of his blood would rise to the surface of the stone. As you can see, it's almost solid black now after 3 years. The stone is stained by the sins I've committed. I call it my sin stone. You don't have to blame yourself so harshly, says Kime. You have to do it to stay alive. I know that, says the soldier. I know that, but still, just like me, the men I killed in the village used to go home to and families waiting for them there. The soldier then says to Kime, you too, I suppose, must have a family, and Kime gives a little head shake. Not me, he says, no family. A home village, at least? I don't have any place to go home to. No traveler, eh? That's me. The soldier chuckles softly and gives Kime a sour smile. It's hard to tell how fully he believes what Kime has told him. He slips the sin stone into the leather pouch and says, you know what I think? If the stone turned darker every time I took a life, I ought to get some of the gleam back every time I save a life. Instead of answering, Kime drains the last drops of liquor from his cup and rises from the table. The soldier remains in his chair, and Kime, staring down at him, offers him these words of advice. If you have a place you can go home to, you should go to it. Just go, no matter how much guilt you have weighing you down. I'm sure your wife and daughter will understand. You're no criminal. You're a hero. You fought your heart out to stay alive. I'm glad I met you, says the soldier. You did hear that. He holds his right hand out to Kime, who grasps it in return. Hope your travels go well, says the soldier. Your travels will soon be over, says Kime with a smile, starting for the door. Just then, the punk charges at Kime from behind, wielding a pistol. Watch out, bells the soldier, and rushes after Kime. As Kime rolls around, the punk takes aim and shouts, "You can't shoot me like that, you son of a bitch." The soldier flies between the two men and takes a bullet in the gut. And so, as he so desperately wished to do so, the soldier has saved someone's life. Ironically, it is for the life of Kime, a man who can neither age or die, that the soldier has traded his one and only life. Damn, that's kind of fucked. That's pretty messed up. Sprawled on the floor, nearly unconscious, the soldier thrust the leather pouch into Kime's hand. Look at my sinstone, will you? Maybe, he says, chuckling weakly. Some of its shine has come back. Blood spurts from his mouth, strangling the laugh. Kime looks inside the bag and says, "It's sparkling now. It's clean." "It is," gasps the soldier. "Good, my daughter will be so glad." He smiles with satisfaction and holds his hand out for the pouch. Gently, Kime lays the pouch in the palm of his hand and folds the man's fingers over it. The soldier draws his last breath and the pouch falls to the floor. The dead man's face wears a peaceful expression. The stone, however, the man's sin stone, which has rolled from the open pouch, is as black as ever. Damn, dude. That's so messed up. You saved the life of someone who can't be killed. For what? For no reason.
Bruh.
Bruh, exactly. What's up, Dark Man? How's it going? It's kind of messed up, though. Jesus Christ. Looking to go to the shop yet? Nah, that's unfortunate. Oh, the park's this way. Staying up late? Well, that's always fun. Mission Mind Console told being confirmed by the private state. Is it this way? Residential? Yeah, this is it, I think. Oh no, it's not. Here we go. Another story. Here we go. You guys got ready for this story time tonight. Lost memory. It's why. See what this dream is all about. White flowers. Lovely white flowers mark the town. They bloom on every street corner, not in beds or fields set aside for their cultivation, but blending naturally in a profusion with every row of houses, as though the buildings and the blossoms have grown up together. The season is early spring, and snow still lingers in the nearby mountains, but the stretch of ocean that gently laps the town's southern shore is bathed in refulgent sunlight. This is an old and prosperous harbor town. Even now, each day its piers see many cruise ships and freighters come and go. Its history, however, is sharply divided between the time before and the time after, an event that happened one day long ago. People here prefer not to talk about it. Watershed engraved upon the town's chronology. Memories are too sorrowful to make stories out of them. Time knows this, and because he knows it, he has come here once again. Passing through, the tavern master asks him. The sound of his voice, Kime responds with a faint smile. You're here for the festival, I suppose. You should take your time and enjoy it. The man is in high spirits. He has joined his customers in the glass after glass until now and is quite red in the face. No one shows any signs of blaming him for overindulging. Every seat at the tavern is filled and the air reverberates with laughter. Happy voices can be heard now and then as well from the road outside. The entire town is celebrating. Once each year, the festival has people making merry all night long until the sun comes up. Hope you got a room for the night, sir. Too late to find one now. Every inn is full to overflowing, so it seems. Not that anyone would be foolish enough to spend a night like this quietly tucked away under the covers in this room. Tavern Master winks at Kime as to say, not you, sir, I'm sure. Tonight we're going to have the biggest, wildest party you've ever seen. Everybody's invited, locals or not. Drink, food, gambling, women, just let me know what you want. I'll make sure you have it. Kime sips his drink and says nothing. Because he's planning to stay awake all night, he has not taken a room, though he has no plans to enjoy the festival either. Kime will be offering up a prayer at the hour before dawn when the night is at its darkest and deepest. He will leave the town, sent off by the morning sun as it pokes his face up between the mountains and the sea. Just as he did at the time of his last visit. Back then, the tavern master, who a few minutes ago was telling one of his regular customers that his first grandchild was about to be born, was himself just an infant. This one's on me. Drink up, says the tavern master, filling Kime's shot glass. It appears that Kime suspiciously says, you did come for the festival, didn't you? No, not really, says Kime. Don't tell me you didn't know about it. You mean you came here by pure chance? Afraid so. But if you came here on business, forget it. You'll never get serious talking to anybody on a special night like this. The master goes on to explain what is so special about this night. You must have heard something about it. Once long ago, a town was almost completely destroyed. There are two kinds of events that divide history into before and after. One is the birth or death of some great personage, a hero or a savior. The other is something like war or plague or natural disaster. What divided this town's history into before and after was a violent earthquake. It happened without warning, gave the soundly sleeping people of the town no chance to flee. A crack opened up in the earth with a roar, and the roads and buildings just fell to pieces. Fire started and they spread in the twinkling of an eye. Almost everyone was killed. Probably can't imagine it. All I know is that they taught me in school and what does Resurrection Festival mean to a kid. It was just something that happened once upon a time. I live here and that's all it's meant to me. I live here and that's all it means to me. Can't read. So a traveler like you probably can't even begin to imagine what it was like. Is that what they call this holiday? Resurrection Festival? Uh-huh. The town was resurrected from a total ruin to this. That's what the celebration is all about. Kime gives the man a grim smile and sips his liquor. What's so funny? The tavern master asks. Last time I was here, they were calling it Earthquake Memorial Day. It wasn't a festival for this kind of wild celebrating. What are you talking about? It's been the Resurrection Festival ever since I was a kid. That was before you were old enough to remember anything, huh? And before that, they called it Consolation of the Spirits. They burned a candle for each person who died and pray for them to rest in peace. It was a sad festival, lots of crying. Sounds as if you saw it happening yourself. I did. Tavern Master laughs with a snort. You look sober, but you must be plastered out of your mind. Now listen, it's festival night, so I'm going to let you off the hook for pulling my leg. But don't say stuff like that in front of the other townspeople. All of our ancestors, mine included, are the ones who barely escaped with their lives. Kime knows full well what he is doing. He never expected the man to believe him. He just wanted to find out for himself whether the townspeople were still handing down the memories of the tragedy, whether deep down behind their laughing faces, there still lingered the sorrow that had been passed down from the forefathers' time. That's kind of messed up. They just changed the festival name just to be dicks about it. Called away by one of his other customers, Tavern Master leaves Kime's slab, but not without first delivering a warning. Be careful what you say, sir. That kind of nonsense can get you into trouble. Really, think about it. The earthquake happened all of 200 years ago. Kine does not answer him. Instead, he sips his liquor in silence. Among the ones who died in the tragedy 200 years ago was his wife and daughter. All the dozens of wives and hundreds of children that Kine has had in his eternal life, wife and child he had here were especially unforgettable. So he's had a family before. In those days, Kime had a job at the harbor. There were just 3 of them. He, his wife, and the little girl. They lived simply and happily. The same kind of days that had preceded today would continue on into endless tomorrows. Everyone in the town believed that, including Kime's wife and daughter, of course. But Kime knew differently, precisely because his own life was long without end, and he had consequently tasted the pain of countless partings. Kime knew all too well that they left humans, there was no forever. This life his family was leading would have to end sometime. It cannot go on unchanged. This was by no means a cause for sorrow. However, denied a grasp upon forever, human beings knew how to love and cherish the here and now. Kime especially loved to show his daughter flowers. The more fragile and short-lived, the better. Flowers that bloom with the morning sun and scattered before the sun went down. They were everywhere in this harbor town, lovely white flowers that bloomed in early spring. His daughter loved the flowers. She was a gentle child who would never break off blossoms that had struggled so bravely to bloom. Instead, she simply watched them for hours at a time, that year too. Look how big the buds are. They'll be blooming any time now, she said happily when she found the white flowers in the road near the house. Tomorrow maybe, Kime wondered aloud. Absolutely, his wife chimed in merrily. Get up early tomorrow morning and have a look. Poor little flowers, though, said the daughter. It's nice when they bloom, but when they wither right away. All the better, said Kime's wife. It's good luck if you get to see them blooming. That makes it more fun. Maybe fun for us, answered the girl, but think about the poor flowers. They work so hard to open up, and they wither the same day, it's sad. Well, yes, I guess so. A momentary air of sadness floated into the room, but Kime quickly dispelled it with a laugh. I bet it's not the same thing as longevity, he proclaimed. What does that mean? It may not bloom for long, but the flower is happy if it can open up the prettiest blossom and give off the sweetest perfume and knows how to make while it is blooming. The girl seemed to be having trouble grasping this and simply nodded with a little sigh. She broke into a smile and said, It must be true if you say so. Your smile is more beautiful than any flower in full bloom. He should have said it to her. Kime later regretted that he had not. The words he had uttered so carelessly he came to realize turned out to be something of a prophecy. Well now, young lady, he said, if you're getting up early to see the flowers tomorrow morning, you better go to bed right now. Alright, Papa, if I really have to. I'm going to bed now too, said Kime's wife. Okay then, good night. His wife said to Kime, Good night, dear, I really am going to bed now. Good night, Kime replied, enjoying one last cup to ease the day's fatigue. These turned out to be the last words the family shared. While an earthquake struck the town before dawn, Kime's house collapsed in a heap of rubble. Kime's 2 loved ones departed for that distant other world before they could awaken from their deep sleep, without ever having the chance to say good morning to him. The morning sun rose on a town that had been destroyed in an instant. Amid the rubble, the flowers were blooming, the white flowers that Kime's daughter had wanted so badly to see. Kime thought to lay a flower, an offering, on his daughter's cold corpse, but abandoned the idea. He could not bring himself to pick a flower. No one, no living being on the face of the earth, he realized, had the right to snatch the life of a flower that possessed that life for only one short day. Kime could never say this to his daughter. You go first to heaven and wait for me, I'll be there before long. Nor would he ever know the joy of reunion with his loved ones. To live for 1,000 years meant bearing the pain of 1,000 years of partings. Kime continued his long journey. A dizzying number of years and months flowed by, years and months during which numberless wars and natural calamities scourged the earth. People were born and they died. They loved each other and were parted from the ones they loved. There were joys beyond measure and sorrows just as measureless. People fought and argued without end, and they also loved and forgave each other endlessly. Thus was history built up. The tears of the past evolved gradually into prayers of the future. Kime continued his long journey. After a while, he rarely thought about his wife and daughter from whom he had spent those few short days in the harbor town, but he never forgot them. Kime continued his long journey. And in the course of his travel, he stopped by his harbor town again. As the night deepened, the din of the crowds only increased, but now as a hint of light comes into the eastern sky without a signal from anyone, the noise gives way to silence. Kevin's been standing in the town's central square. The revelers, too, had found their way there, here one at a time, till almost before he knows that the stone-paved plaza is filled with people. Kime feels a tap on the shoulder. "I didn't expect to find you here," says the Tavern Master. When Kime gives him a silent smile, the Tavern Master looks somewhat embarrassed and says, "There's something I've got to tell you before." "Oh?" "You know, the earthquake happened a long time ago, before my father and mother's time, even before my grandparents' generation. It might sound funny for me to say this, but I can't imagine this town in ruins. I know what you mean. I do think, though, that there are probably things in this world that you can remember even if you haven't actually experienced them, like the earthquake. I haven't forgotten it. I am not the only one. It may have happened 200 years ago, but nobody in this town has ever forgotten it. We can't imagine it, but we can't forget it either." Just as Kime nods again to signal his understanding of the tavern keeper's words, a somber melody echoes throughout the square. This is the hour when the earthquake destroyed the town. All the people assembled here close their eyes, clasp their hands together, and offer up a prayer. The Tavern Master and Kime among them. To Kime's closed eyes come the smiling faces of his dead wife and daughter. Why are they so beautiful and so sad? These faces that believe with all their hearts that tomorrow is sure to come. Music ends, the morning sun climbs above the horizon. Everywhere throughout the town blooms countless white flowers. In 200 years, the white flowers have changed. The scientists have hypothesized that the earthquake may have changed the nature of the soil itself, but no one knows the cause for sure. The lives of the flowers have lengthened. Before they would bloom and wither in the space of a single day, now they hold their bloom for 3 or 4 days at a time. Moistened by the dew of night, bathed in the light of the sun, the white flowers strive to live their lives to the fullest, beautifying the town of its striving to live out the portion of life denied to those whose tomorrows were snatched away from them forever. Damn. These stories, man, they're kind of fucked up. Oh, look, another one. Story time. I used to work as a jail warden. It was so strange to see the prisoners start riots over and over again. All I did was extend their sentences, you know? I have no idea why they keep acting the way, really. I know there's not much gameplay this part of the game, but these stories are really good. Captive. Oh, in the mind of a captive. He knows that it is useless, but he can't suppress the impulse that wells up within his own flesh. He needs to do it. To hurl his entire body against the bars. It does no good at all. His flesh simply bounces off the thick iron bars. Number 8, what the hell are you doing? The guard's angry shout echoes down the corridor. The prisoners are never called by name, only the numbers on the cells. Kime is number 8. Kime says nothing, instead he slams his shoulder against the bars. Massive bars of iron never budge. All they do is leave a dull, heavy ache in Kime's superbly conditioned muscles and bones. Was that necessary to add into there? Now, instead of shouting again, the guard blows his whistle and the other guards come running from their station. Number 8, what's going to take to make you understand? Do you want to be thrown into the punishment cell? Don't look at me like that. Start resisting and I will get you in longer... It will get you... All it will get you is a longer time in here. Well, I think I'm dyslexic. I have to be. Sitting on the floor of his cell, legs splayed out, Kyle ignores the guard's shouts. He has been to the punishment room any number of times. He knows he has been branded a highly rebellious prisoner. But he can't help himself. Something is squirming deep down inside him. Some hot thing trapped inside there is seething and writhing. Okay. Hey, yo. Some more here. You shall not be, says one guard. You can't do shit in here. What's the matter, soldier boy? Can't do anything without enemies staring you in the face? The guard next to him taunts Kyle with laughter. Too bad for you, buddy. No enemies in here. Nobody from your side either. Bet you locked up all by yourself. After the guard leaves, Kyle curls up on the floor, hugging his knees, eyes clamped tight. All by myself. The guard was right. I thought I was used to living alone in battle on the road, but the loneliness here in prison is deeper than any I've ever experienced before and more frightening. Walls on 3 sides, and beyond the bars, nothing but another wall enclosing the narrow corridor. This dungeon was built so as to prevent prisoners from seeing each other or even to sense each other's presence. The total lack of a change in the view paralyzed the sense of time as well. Kyle has no idea how many days has passed since he was thrown in there. Time flows on, that much is certain, but with nowhere to go, it simply stagnates inside of him. The true torture that prison inflicts on a man is neither to rob him of his freedom nor to force him to experience loneliness. The real punishment is having to live where nothing ever moves in your field of view and time never flows. Water in a river will never putrefy. But lock in a jar, and that is exactly what it will eventually do. The same is true here. Maybe parts of him deep down in his body and mind are already beginning to give off a rotten stench. Because he is aware of this, Kyle dragged himself up from the floor again and slammed himself into the bars over and over. There is not the remotest chance that doing so will break a bar, nor does he think he can manage to escape this way. Still, he does it repeatedly. He can't help himself. He has to do it again and again. In the instant before his body smashes into the bars, for that split second, a puff of wind strikes his cheek. The unmoving air moves, only for that brief interval. The touch of air is the one thing that gives Kyle a fragmentary hint of the flow of time. The guards come running, faces grim with anger. Now I can see human shapes where before there was only a wall. That alone is enough to lift my spirits. Don't these guards realize that? Alright, number 8. It's the punishment room for you. Let's see if 3 days in there will cool your head. Kyle's lips relax into a smile when he hears the order. Don't these guys get it? Now my scenery will change. Time will start flowing again. I'm thankful for that. Kyle laughs aloud. The guards tie his hands behind him and put chains on his ankles. Start for the punishment room. What the hell are you laughing at, number 8? Yeah, stop it. We'll punch you even more. But Kyle just keeps on laughing at the top of his lungs. If I fill my lungs with all new air, will the stench disappear? Or have my body and mind rotted so much already that I can't get rid of the stench so easily? How long will they keep me locked up here? When can I get out of here? Will it be too late by then? When everything has rotted away, will I become less a him than an it? The way our troops count enemy corpses? Kyle can hardly breathe. It is as if the air is being squeezed out of his chest, and the excruciating pain of it is drawing him back from the world of dream to reality. Was I once in a prison in the far, far distant past? He half wonders in the space between dream and reality. He had this dream any number of times, this nightmare, it might even be called. After waking, he tries to recall it, but nothing stays in his memory. One thing is certain, however, the appearance of the jail and the guards in the dream is always the same. Could this be something I have actually experienced? If so, when could it have been? There is no way for him to tell. Once he is fully awake, those questions he asks between dream and reality are themselves erased from his memory. He springs up with a scream, his breath labored, the back of his hand Wiping the streams of sweat from his brow, all that is left is the shuddering terror. It is always like this. Now, too, he mutters to himself, as he attempts to retrieve whatever memory is left in the remote corner of his brain. What kind of past life could I have lived through? Now, too. What kind of past life could I have lived through? Being immortal has to suck. Stupid damn magic engines, and then they can just up and take my damn job away from me. Come on, Dad, I gotta get home already. Oh no, another memory. You guys enjoying the story time? I swear, there's an RPG in this game. I promise you. What's this one called? A Mother Comes Home. The boy has lost his smile, though he denies it. Don't be silly, Kime. Look, I'm smiling, aren't I? He draws his cheeks back and lets his teeth show white against his brown skin. If this isn't a smile, what is? Kime nods but says nothing. He pats the boy on the shoulder, as to say, sure, sure. Come on, really look at me. I'm smiling, right? Right, you're smiling. Anyway, forget about me. Hurry, let's go. Story's amazing. Isn't it, though? I love the fucking the dreams that Kime remembers. The boy has a sweet, open nature. He made instant friends with Kime while the other townspeople kept their distance from the strange traveler. Not that the boy chose much older Kime as a playmate. He leads Kime to the tavern, which still hasn't opened its doors for the day. I hate to ask you to do this, but would you please? The boy's voice seems to have carried inside. The man in the tavern peels off a drunken howl. He sounds especially bad today. Kime fights back a sign and enters the tavern. The man on the bar stool is the boy's father, drunk again at midday. The boy is here to take him home. He looks at his father with sad eyes. Kime puts his arm around the father's shoulder and discreetly moves the whiskey bottle away from him. Let's call it a day, he says. The man shoves Kime's off and slumps down on the bar. Hey, guys like you, he says. Yes, I know, says Kime. It's time to go home, though. You've had enough. You heard me, Kime. Drifter. I hate you guys. I really, really, really hate you guys. The father is always like this when he is drunk, hurling curses at all drifters, picking fights with any man dressed for the road, and finally slumping to the ground to sleep it off. His son is too small to drag him home. With a sigh, Kime finds himself again today supporting the drunken father's weight to keep him from toppling off the bar stool. The boy stares at his father, his eyes a jumble of sadness, anger, and pity. When his eyes meet Kime's, he shrugs it off as if to say, sorry to keep putting you through this. But Kime is used to it. He has seen the father dead drunk almost every day for the past year. Ever since the boy and his father were left to live alone. Oh well, the boy says with a strange smile as if trying to regain himself to the situation. Poor Papa, poor me. Supporting the father's weight on his shoulder, Kime gives the boy a smile and says yes, but you don't go out and get drunk the way he does. The boy says, puffing his chest out. Sometimes kids are tougher than grown-ups. Kime broadens a smile and signals to him you're right. Of course I'm right, the boy all but says with a smile he gives back. It's the only kind of smile the 10-year-old has managed to produce in the past year, so bitter it would numb your tongue if you could taste it. The boy's mother, the father's wife, left home a year ago. Fell in love with a traveling salesman and abandoned the boy and his father. I've heard that story before. Mama was bored, the boy says matter-of-factly, looking back on his mother's infidelity. She got tired of doing the same thing every day. That's when she met him. At the tender age of 10, the boy has learned that there are certain stories that have to be told with a matter-of-fact tone. The father was born and raised in a small town and worked in the town office. He was not especially talented, but it was not a job that called for talent or a quick wit. All he had to do was follow orders with diligence and submissiveness, and he did exactly that year after year without making waves. He called our life peaceful, but Mama didn't think so. She said it was just ordinary and no fun. He was attracted to the life of the crafty traveling salesman. It was risky and exciting, like walking on top of a prison wall. One misstep and you could end up inside. Papa told Mama that the man was deceiving her and that all he wanted was her money, but he couldn't get through to her. Mama couldn't even think about us back then. With utter detachment, as though holding it at arm's length, the boy reflects on the tragedy that struck his family. For the saying, love is blind. It really is, he says with a shrug and a sardonic laugh like a full-fledged adult. Kaim says nothing. Children should act their age. There's another saying, but probably not the one that could be spoken with a great deal of meaning to a boy who had lost his mother's love. And even if Kaim presumed to admonish him, the boy would likely pass it off with a strained smile and say, sometimes kids are tougher than grown-ups. The boy's father, however, shows his displeasure when his son uses grown-up expressions. The little twerp's lost all his boyishness. He despises me now. He thinks I'm pitiful. Deep down, he's laughing at me for letting my wife be taken by another man. Damn him. It bothers him especially when he's drunk. His annoyance far outweighs his fatherly love for his son. Sometimes he even slaps the boy across the face, or tries to. When he is drunk, the boy can easily dodge his slaps and he ends up sprawled up on the floor. Even as he is drowning in the sea of liquor, he sometimes turns unexpectedly serious and starts asking questions. Say, Kaim, you've been traveling for a long time, right? Uh-huh. Do you enjoy it all that much? Going to strange towns, meeting strangers, can't be all that. It's just so wonderful that you're willing to abandon the life you're living now for it. He asks the same thing over and over again. Kaim answers always the same. Sometimes it's enjoyable, sometimes it's not. He doesn't know what else to say. You know, Kaim, I've never set foot outside this town. Same with my father, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather, and the one before him. We've always been born here and died here. My wife's family, too. They've had roots in this town for generations. So why did she do it? Why did she leave? What did she need so badly that she had to leave me and her own son? Kaim merely smiles without answering. The answer to such a question cannot be conveyed in words. Try though he might to explain it, the reason certain people are drawn irresistibly to the road can never be understood by people who don't have that impulse. Father is simply one of those people who can never understand. Failing to elicit a reply from Kaim, the father sinks again into the sea of drunkenness. I'm scared, Kaim, he says. My son might do it too. He might go away and leave me here someday. When I hear him talking like a grown-up, I get so scared I can't stand it. The boy's mother eventually comes back. The traveling salesman cheated her out of every last bit of her savings, and the moment she was no longer of any use to him, she left her. Physically and mentally broken, she has only one place to return to, the home she abandoned. First, she writes a letter from the neighboring town, and when her husband reads it again and again, through drink-clouded eyes, he laughs derisively? I don't know what that word is. Serves her right, the miserable witch. He makes a show of tearing the letter to pieces in front of Kaim without showing it to his son. Kaim tells the boy everything and asks him, what do you want to do? Whatever you decide, I'll help you make it happen. Whatever I decide, the boy asks in return with his usual detached smile. You want to leave this town? I'll let you have enough money to help you get by for a while, Kaim says. I can do that much. He's utterly serious. The father has no intention of forgiving his wife. He will almost certainly turn her away if she shows up, and probably with a proud, vindictive smile on his face. Kaim knows, however, that if the mother loses her home and leaves his town once and for all, the father will go back drinking every day, cursing his wife's infidelity, bemoaning his own fate, taking out his anger on strangers, and constantly revealing the worst side of himself to his son. Kaim's long life on the road has taught him this. Constant travel means meeting many different people. The boy's father is undoubtedly one of the weakest men Kaim has ever met. You could join your mother and go to another town, or if you wanted to go somewhere by yourself, I could find you work. Either would be better, Kaim believes, than for the boy to continue living alone like this with his father. The boy, however, seemingly intrigued, looks right at Kaim, revealing his white teeth. You've been for a long time, haven't you, Kaim? Always alone? Sometimes not. The boy gives a nod, and with a sad smile of grown-up says, you really don't get it, do you? What's that? All this traveling, you still don't understand the most important thing. His sad smile takes on an unusual bitter edge. Klein finally learns what the boy is talking about 3 days later. A tired-looking woman in tighter clothes dragged herself from the highway into the marketplace. The townsfolk back away from her, staring, leaving her in the center of a broad, empty circle. The boy's mother has come back. The boy breaks his way through the crowd, enters the circle. The mother sees her son, and her travel-withered cheeks break into a smile. The boy takes one step, another step toward his emaciated, smiling mother. He is hesitant at first, but from the third step he is running and throws his arms around her. He is crying, he is smiling. For the first time that Kaim has seen, he wears the unclouded smile of a child. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, his mother begs in tears. She clamps his head into her bosom and says, smiling through her tears, you've gotten so big. And then she adds, I won't leave you again. I'll stay here forever. A stir goes through the crowd. It comes from the direction of the tavern. Oh no. Now the father breaks through the wall of people and enters the circle. He is drunk, stumbling. He edges towards his wife and son. He glares at his wife. The boy stands between them, guarding his mother. Papa, stop it, he yells. Mama is back. That's enough, isn't it? Forgive her. Papa, please. His voice is choked with tears. The father says nothing in reply. Glaring at the two of them, he collapses to his knees, his arms wide open. He enfolds both his wife and son. The Shatter family is once again. Jax! What's up, Doc? Papa, please, don't hold us so tight it hurts. The boy is crying and smiling. The mother can only sob. The father weeps in his rage. Witnessing the scene from the back of the crowd, Kaim turns on his heels. Are you really leaving? The boy asks again and again as he accompanies Kaim to edge town. I want to get across the ocean before winter sets in. Papa's already missing you. He says he thought you two could finally become drinking buddies from now on. You can drink with him when you grow up. When I grow up, huh? The boy cocks his head, a little embarrassed, then mutters, I wonder we'll still be living in this town then. Yeah, I do too. It's a great game. I've only had like 5 battles in the whole entire thing because I'm doing the 1,000 Years of Memories thing, but it's really good. No one knows that, of course. Maybe some years from now, the father will spend his days drunk again because his son has left his hometown and family, and yet Klein recalls something he forgot to say when the boy's weak father. We call it a journey because we have a place to come home to. No matter how many detours or mistakes a person might make, as long as he has a place to come home to, a person can always start again. I don't get it, says the boy, and Klein remembers something else. Smile for me, he says one last time, placing a hand on the boy's shoulder. Like this? He reveals his white teeth and his cheeks wrinkle up. It's a good smile. He finally managed to retrieve the smile of a young boy. Now your turn, Kaim. Sure. The boy studies Kaim's smile as if assigning it a grade. Maybe a little sad, he says. That he is joking makes his words hit home all the more. The boy smiles again as if providing a model for Kaim. Okay then, he says with a wave of the hand. I'm going shopping with Papa and Mama today. Kaim smiles back and walks away. Then he hears the boy calling his name one last time. Even for saying goodbye, I'm not going to cry, Kaim. Sometimes kids are tougher than grown-ups. Kaim does not look back. His only reply is a wave of the hand. The boy's expression would probably change if their eyes met. He decides to play it strong to the end. Kaim walks on. A brief respite. His journey with no place to go home to starts again. A journey with no place to go home to, the poet calls that wandering. They did though, except for Infinite Discovery. That game was we don't talk about that game. guess I can't do that one yet. I beat this game like maybe twice. Once off stream, once on stream, and then the second time on stream. Now I'm playing through it again. So yeah, twice I beat it. Yeah. Oda's mansion. What you been doing, Doc? I haven't seen you stream in a while. What you been, what you been up to? Was World War II Fire Emblem-esque game that dealt with supernatural creatures like werewolves and vampires? I can't remember what it was called. I'll push something. It wasn't Wolfenstein, was it? Oh, you're moving? Oh, where to, dude? Lord Tolton's gonna be visiting a little longer. What does that mean?
House arrest is going too far. I have firmly opposed Roxian on this. Do not despair, Gongo.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Your Majesty. It is much more than I could have asked. Your father would have been pleased.
I could never fill my father's shoes. And now that Ura is a republic, I am simply a citizen like everyone else. I am no longer Your Majesty.
I respect the royal blood that flows in your veins. It is only fitting that I offer the respect you're due.
Do not be foolish. People will think you're a dissident who wants to restore the monarchy.
I'm truly happy that you have come to see me. You've always been so kind.
Operation Darkness.
You taught me the rudiments of magic.
I'll look that
cannot
up.
help but be kind to you in return. I cannot understand Roxian. I believe he intends to stop work on Grand Staff. It makes me angry, Gongora. Our entire nation has benefited from magic energy, yet he does not understand the significance of Grand Staff. If we can increase magic energy with Grand Staff, just think how much better our
I'll look it
people's
up later
lives would
when I get a
be.
chance.
We would no longer need soldiers. You have seen the future of Ura, and how Grand Staff can make it happen. Roxian's vision is too narrow for our nation to grow. I am sorry you had to witness that.
There is no need to apologize. I'm happy Your Highness understands. But even if they stop Grand Staff, we could develop a newer and far better magic engine.
Please let me know what you need, Gongora. I can help you.
I am unworthy, Your Highness.
I didn't even look at him. He just stood there and just like Adam Driver, yeah, a little bit. But he didn't even look at Tolton's way. He just looked forward and just
go in.
Kime's a savage. Okay, what can I do in here? Got to find some items. Oh no, I come here later with Polton. I think he does the fight here. Not gonna do it though, because it's not really worth my time.
That woman. How could she be in Ura without me knowing?
I'd rather be here. Berserker necklace. Okay. Wait, I should start giving him stuff actually, now I think about it. Yeah, killer ring. Why not? Crisis physical and Crisis magic's really good though. I should learn those as fast as possible.
Good, you're here. I asked you here for only one reason.
Hold on.
What is it?
Oh no, great, here he comes. Hey, whoa, hey, you are really short-tempered. Hey, I don't have a sword, okay? Easy.
Why are you here?
I told you I'm just a messenger. I came to see if you really come or not, which you have, so that's good.
That's enough, Kime. He's on our side.
Thanks. A little late, though.
We can use him. He's cunning and quick, and he has many connections. I want you to take him on your investigation of Grand Staff.
No way, sir.
You know, I thought he'd say that, my lord. His shoes, hello?
Look, this other immortal joining the investigation, she might be dangerous.
Jansen's great.
Why?
The woman was once a pirate. I don't know how it happened, but she's now a soldier for our army. Well, the past is the past, and I know little else about her. Take Jensen with you. He can help keep her in check. Despite what else he may be, he has a healthy respect for women.
So, you know, I heard she was a looker, if you catch my drift. I mean, you've seen her, right? Okay, be that way. You guys are way too serious.
Pirate. All right. Understood.
All right, then. I'll be there early. Oh, yeah, you can count on it.
Remember, Kaim, you're the only one I can trust. I can't leave here for a while. The Grand Staff is my life's work. So if something is wrong, I want you, with your immortal powers, to find out what it is. Understood? You'll be briefed later. You should go now.
I'll be right behind you. Oh, he's gonna be fun to work with.
This is for your trouble.
Wow, nice. You know, my lord, I've been thinking, working with this guy, it's like playing with fire. I mean, did you see his eyes? I mean, that's creepy. I got a bad feeling about this whole thing. I mean, this little guarantee is not gonna be enough, I'm afraid, to keep an eye on him. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying?
You're already under a magic contract. Don't get greedy.
Whoa, hey, okay, that's some serious mojo, buddy. Easy, easy.
Is your fee still unsatisfactory?
Okay, not funny. I'm not laughing, okay? I didn't stick my neck out for this, okay? Jeez, everyone's a pain in the ass. I'm taking a bath.
I guess we leave. That shop finally open for me to go to now? Alright, you have everything you need for your journey. You should prepare yourself well so you just fill expressions of Lord Gangora. When you're coming in, however, could damage Lord Gangora, so this comes with no Kani on it. You won't be able to alter the end of the match once you leave if you want to leave. Leave. Yeah, I already left. More I can do.
Hey! I've been looking everywhere for you. I heard about the Grand Staff investigation. Looks like we both got the short end of the stick. It's not enough that we just keep surviving, eh?
Was that necessary?
There's always something. So, what did you learn in the council?
Nothing to do with you.
Oh, really? Say, haven't we met somewhere before? Ugh. Nothing to worry about if you can't remember. Neither can I.
You too, huh?
I can't recall a thing. All I know is that my name seems to be Seth Balmore. People say I used to be a pirate. Isn't it strange that both of us lost our memory and are immortal? Maybe we met a long time ago. I sort of get that feeling when I look at you. When we met before, were we enemies? Or allies? Or maybe even lovers? Looking forward to starting our journey tomorrow, Kaim Arganar.
Tomorrow?
You still haven't been contacted by the council? You set out for Grand Staff tomorrow morning. I thought you would have heard by now. Oh, and by the way, I'll be joining you on your little trip.
So you are going with me then?
Being late is strictly forbidden.
Can I finally go to this shop that's been not available to me for like last God knows how long? But you know, you buy something from this place because it's been open. There's still no shopkeeper here. What the hell? Alright, whatever. Oh my gosh, you mentioned the council earlier. There's a report at the Great Gate for your next mission. Station get taken. Okay, cool. Still nothing. You know, this is why we can have nice things. Oh, here we go. Another story time. No, my dad works in a magic production factory. He's the best. He's the boss of the whole place. I'm not the boss of anything, really. I'm just glad she's proud of me. Even though everything I do for her. More story time, guys. Here we go. Little liar. Everyone in the marketplace hates the little girl. Now you're 10 years old, and far from having outgrown the sweet innocence of her childhood, she earns only open contempt from the grown-ups who have shops in the market. The reason is simple, she lies about everything. Hey, Mister, I just saw a burglar go into your house. Look, lady, everything just fell off your shelves. Everybody, did you hear what the traveler said? Bandits are planning to attack this market. Even the most harmless white lies can be annoying if repeated often enough, and the shopkeepers have found themselves growing angry. Better watch out for her too, the lady grocer warns Kime. Nobody here falls for her lies anymore, so she's always on the lookout for newcomers or strangers. Somebody like you would be a perfect target for her. She could be right. Kime is new to the town. She arrived a few days ago and has just started working in the marketplace today. What do her parents do? Kime asks while unloading a cart full of vegetables. The woman frowns and shakes her head with a sigh. She doesn't have any. They died? Mother did, at least. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was a healthy young woman who never so much as caught a cold in her life. Then one day she collapsed and that was it for her. How about the father? So as Debian says before, he says he left to find a job in the city. Parents used to operate a variety store in the market, though the mother almost single-handedly took care of the actual buying and selling of the many goods they carried. As soon as she died, the shop's fortunes took a plunge till it was eventually taken over by someone else, following off to the distant capital city in search of a good-paying job that would enable him to cover their debts. He promised to come back in 6 months, but he has been gone a whole year now. Letters used to arrive from him on occasion, care of his friend the tailor, but those two gave out about 6 months ago. I guess you could say it's sad for such a little girl to be waiting around for her father to come home, but still, the girl now sleeps in a corner of a communal storehouse run by the people of the marketplace. We all used to talk about her caring. We all used to talk about taking care of her, to be standing parents for her until her father comes back. There is no surprise to Kime. He knows from his own experience that all the people who work in the marketplace, and not just this plump, kindly woman, are good-hearted and generous despite their limited means. Otherwise, I never would have hired a stranger like himself. But before long, the first 6 months went by, we were all heartily sick of her. She was a sweet, simple girl while her mother was alive, but the experiences left her all kind of twisted. All her sweetness is gone. Of course, we all feel sorry for her, and we take our turns feeding her and dressing her up in hand-me-downs, but the way she keeps telling lies to all the grown-ups, nobody really cares about her anymore. Why can't you see that? She must be lonely, don't you think? Pained smile, the woman shrugs and says, "That's enough grabbing for one day. Work, work." She goes back inside the shop. Kime is sorting the vegetables he has unloaded in the front of the shop when he hears a little voice behind him. "Hey, mister, you new here?" It's the girl. "Uh-huh. Not from town, are you?" "No, I'm not. Are you living upstairs while you work here? For a while, at least. That's what I'm hoping to do. Stay secret, okay?" It's starting already. Okay, Kime says without pausing in his work. "There's a ghost in this marketplace. People here don't tell anybody about it because it's bad for business, but it's really here. I see it all the time." "Really?" Kime responds with feigned surprise. He decides to play along with her rather than scold her for lying. In this endlessly long life of his, he has encountered any number of children who have lost their parents or been abandoned by them. The sadness and loneliness of children who have been cast into the wide world alone are exactly what Kime feels himself as he continues to wander through the infinite flow of time. "What kind of ghost?" "A woman. I know who she is. It's the ghost of a mother who lost her child," he says. "The little girl, her only child, died in an epidemic. Overcome her grief, the mother chose to die, and now her ghost appears in the market every night searching for her daughter. The poor mother, she killed herself so she could be with her daughter, but she can't find her in the other world either. But she keeps looking for her here and calling out, 'Where are you? Hurry and come with mommy to the other world.'" The girl tells her story with deadly seriousness. "Don't you think it's sad?" she asks Kime. She has tears in her eyes, which is precisely why Kime knows she is lying. Even if he had not been warned by the woman, he would have known this was a lie based on what she told him about the girl's background. Kime carefully arranges bunches of well-ripened grapes in the display crate and asks the girl, "Why do you think the mother can't find her daughter?" "What?" The girl asks him with a dazed stare. "Well," he explains, "the girl is not in the other world, and she's not wandering around in this world, so where is she?" Kime does not mean this to be a cross-examination. He simply feels that someone who lies out of sorrow can have a far easier time by recognizing the lie for what it is. The loneliness of the girl who has lost her mother, has been abandoned by her father, consists not in telling one little lie, but having to keep on lying. Now that you mention, that's a good point, the girl says, smiling calmly. "Really? Where did that girl go?" "Hey, what's up, Quattro? How's it going, bud?" "Good to see you, man." "Where did the girl go?" Kime momentarily considers pointing at the girl as to say right here, but before he can do so, she continues. "This is the first time anybody ever asked me that. You're kind of different. I wonder." "No, you are. You're different," the girl insists. "I think we can be friends." Her smile deepens. Kime smiles back at her, saying nothing. Just then they hear the greengrocer coming from the back of the shop. The girl dashes away. Just before she disappears around the corner into the alleyway, the girl gives Kime a little wave as to say "see you soon" for the first time. The face of the girl, with the all too grown-up speaking style, shows a hint of childishness befitting her years. The girl begins coming to see Kime at the shop several times a day when the lady grocer is not around. She tells him one lie after another. baked cookies with my mother last night. I wanted to give you some, but they were so good I ate them all. Bandits kidnapped me when I was a little baby, but my father came to save me and beat up all the bandits so I didn't get killed. My house, it's a big white one at the foot of the mountain. You're new here, so you probably don't know. It's the biggest house in town. You don't have a family? You're all alone? Poor Kyle. I wish I could share some happiness with you. All our lives are born to sorrow. Sad, lonely lies you could never tell to marketplace people. Your Twitch crashed? What's up, bud? How you doing? I just said it was good to see you. How you doing? And I gave you a shout out. You didn't miss much. Don't want me to watch? I mean, probably not. Lonely lies she can never tell to marketplace people who know her background. At the end of every chat with Kym, as she is leaving, the girl holds her fingers, lips, and says, "This is our little secret, don't tell the lady grocer." Of course, Kym says nothing to anyone. If he happens to find himself in a situation where the market people are speaking ill of the girl, he quietly slips away. Lies and disarrangements. Just off work? How'd that go for you? Lies and disarrangements are funny things. They don't take shape because someone tells them, but rather because someone listens to and voices agreement with them. Truly isolated individual can never speak ill of anyone. The same can be said regarding lies. Because she has someone to tell her lies to, the girl needs not to fall into the abyss of true isolation. Stressful? I mean, yeah, it's work. When is work not stressful? To protect her small, sad share of happiness, Kym plays the role of her listener, raising no objections. So what do you do for work now? Do your job change? Like, is it... Oh, you work in a hospital. Ooh, that's rough. Just hearing that part's rough. One day when the girl comes to see Kym, she takes special care not to be noticed by the lady grocer or by the owners of the neighboring shops. Tell me, mister, are you planning to stay here a long, long time? No, I'm not, Kym says, continuing to unload vegetables and fruit. You be leaving when you save up enough money? Probably. EVS lead? Are you around COVID all day, or is that like a separate thing for you? You'll be leaving when you have enough money, probably. You don't have enough yet? I'm getting there, he says, turning a strained smile on the girl. This is a white lie of his own. He already has enough money to support himself on the road, nor has he taken his current living job because he needs money so badly. Well, that's good, though. I mean, it could be worse than it is. The EVS leads, that's a good job, though. I can imagine it being stressful as shit, though. Like, I don't want to go there with that because my buddy works in a hospital, and that's just hell on wheels, as Daisy tells me. He is here because he has not found a destination he wants to travel to. A journey without destination is an endless journey. Wise men say that you need dreams and goals in life, but dreams to accomplish and goals to realize shine as guideposts in life precisely because life is finite. So then, what should be the dreams and goals of one who has been burdened with a life that has no end? Times is not a journey to be hurried, nor is the one that can be hurried. Perhaps drifting day after day with no destination cannot even be called a journey. Basically, fill in positions when needed, run utility, and have some manager responsibilities. There you go. Yeah, I noticed you were streaming a bit ago, but I missed it because I wasn't home. How's Cuphead going? You playing the actual game or the DLC for it? A lot of shit. Yeah, I could imagine you do a lot of shit. And you did say earlier you were understaffed, or short-staffed. So, I'm guessing the part that's short-staffed is they make you do that part of the shit. Really bored streaming? You know what? I get that. I took like a 2 or 3 month hiatus myself to stop streaming and came back to it when I finished up Turtle Eyes the other day. Just to give it a go. I mean, if you get bored streaming, then just, do something else. A lot of people I know just get tired of streaming and just quit streaming. I don't want to do it no more. It's what it is. Far Cry 5. I've beaten 5. 5 was good. I enjoyed 5. If I were you, says the girl, I would get out of this marketplace as soon as I had saved up enough for 2 or 3 days of traveling. Khan responds to her with a silent, pained smile. How far are you in it? Like, what section did you get to? What would be the look on the girl's face if Khan were to tell her, I'm staying here for you? I'm finding the meaning of my life for now and providing you with a listener for your lies. The moment these words come to mind, he can never actually speak to her. The girl looks around furtively and says in a near whisper, if you want to get out of here soon, I know a good way you can do it. Okay, so you got 2 more left. Unless you already beat, like, another one before him. A good way. Sneak into Taylor's and steal his money. There's a little pot in the cabinet at the back of the shop. It's full of money. Are you telling me to steal it? Yes. Be sure to comment without the slightest show of doubt in her eyes. In all seriousness, she goes on to explain that Taylor deserves to have his place robbed. Money in the pot, she says, is tainted. I know this girl, a good friend of mine, she says, and it's so sad about her. Her mother died and her father went off to work in the capital and she's all alone. Dude, that place was trippy, man. It was weird. Going through that shit. Her father was supposed to come and get her after 6 months, but he hasn't heard a thing from him. Yet another lie born of sorrow. Kine calmly asks, is there some connection between your friend and the tailor? Of course, she said, a close connection. What's really happening is the father was sending her money every month the way he was supposed to help make her life in the town a little easier. He kept writing to her. He wanted to tell her he found a good job in the city and she could come live with him right away. He's too busy to come for her, so she should come to him. He sent her money for the trip, but none of the letters and the money ever reached the girl. Why do you think that is? Before Kine can answer, the girl says the mistake he made was to send the letters and money carried to the tailor. He's been keeping all the money for himself. Kine looks away from the girl. In order to pop up one sad lie, the girl has piled on a still sadder one, the lie that could hurt another person. This is the saddest thing of all. The lock on the tailor's back door would be really easy to break, the girl adds. He dives away without waiting for Kine's reply. I beat Far Cry. We played on PC because I played it on PS4 a while ago. Room Factory 5. I've heard of Room Factory. I know there was a 5 though. When did that come out? I know there was 5 games of it. Those was just 1. The girl comes running out into the grocery store the next morning, shouting for the owner. She says directly to the woman, not to Kime. Burglars broke into Taylor's shop last night. She says she saw a number of burglars sneaking in late at night after the marketplace emptied out. Let's get the PC. Okay. I've heard of Room Factory, but I never actually played it. What kind of game is it? Is it like RPG, tactics, strategy? My oh my, says the woman with a forced smile. That must have been just terrible. She's obviously not taking the girl seriously, but it's true though. I really saw them. Look, little girl, I had just about all I could take from you. You're such a little liar. It scares me to death to think about you growing up to be a burglar or a con artist or something. I'm busy trying to open my shop now. Do you mind finding somebody else? Farming sim. So kind of like, oh yeah, that's right. I've seen someone playing that before. I'm dumb as shit. I think I've seen that before. I'm stupid. I remember seeing that game too, and I thought, oh, this looks interesting, and I forgot the name of it, and I just told me, and I'm just dumb. She's hardly through speaking when someone outside shouts help. Somebody come. The tailor is standing in the street, looking horrified and screaming at the top of his lungs. Burglars, they took all my money. The little girl slips away as Taylor comes in. The marketplace is in an uproar. The girl was not lying, that much is certain, but all too accustomed to her lies, people now suggest the possibility of another kind of lie. Maybe she did it. What do you think? And so it begins. You might be right. Talk about play acting. I wouldn't put it past her. Let's go find it. We'll make her tell, even if we have to get a little rough with her. No one objects to the suggestion. Some run off the storehouse, others start searching the marketplace. Can't find her anywhere. The storehouse is empty. She ran away with the money. As the searchers return with their reports and speculation, Kime finally understands everything. All of her sad lies, the little girl left behind, one final truth. Driving home? Alright, man. Sounds good. Drive safe, dude. She couldn't have gotten very far. Yeah, we can still catch her. Little thief. Wait till I get my hands on her. The men raged, and the women fanned the flames. Good. Give her what she deserves. We were so nice to her, and now look how she treats us. We can't let her get away with it. A dozen men start to run after her, but Kime stands tall in the road, blocking their way. Hey, move it. The men are off for blood, but Kime knows if he felt like it, he could knock them all down. They wouldn't be able to lay a finger on him. Then he relaxes his powerful stance and throws a leather coin pouch on the ground in front of the men. Stolen money is in there, he says. What? Sorry, I stole it. Confused stare quickly turns into angry shouts.
Emotional damage!
Oh, man. That timing, though. Oh, what's up, Cass? How's it going? That timing, though, for that. It's like, the story's getting deep. You come in with that. Kaim raises his hand to show he will not resist. Do what you like with me. I'm ready. Lady Grocer breaks through the wall of men, shouting at him. How could you do this, Kaim? Not too bad. Just playing through Lost Odyssey again because it's been a while since I played it. But I skipped all the 1,000 years of memories last time, so I'm kind of going through all of them now just to get the better backstory for people. I wanted the money, that's all. You know what you're saying? This picked the girl? The woman's intuition is too sharp. Forcing a smile, Kaim turns to the tailor and says, it was in the pot in the cabinet, right? The man nods energetically. It's true, he must have done it. I had the money in a pot. He's the thief. You're playing art? You're doing an art stream? Look what we're drawing. Money wasn't the only thing in the pot, though, was it? What are you saying? You had some letters in there, too. Letters from the girl's father. That's a lie. Don't be crazy. It's true, though. No, there couldn't have been any letters. I threw them all. Taylor claps his hands over his mouth, but it's too late. The grocer glares at him. What's it all about? She demands. No, I mean, tell us everything. People's angry glances turn from Kaim to the tailor. Some days later, 2 letters arrive from the girl's address to the lady in the grocery store and the nice man upstairs. Kaim's letter says the girl managed to find her father in the capital. He has no way of knowing if this is true or not. It's hard to imagine a little girl finding her way in the big city so easily without knowing his dress or workplace. Still, he decides to believe it when the letter says, I am happy now. Human beings are the only animals that lie. Lies to deceive people, lies to benefit oneself, and lies to protect one's own heart from the threat of crushing loneliness and sorrow. If there were no lies in this world, much strife and misunderstanding would surely disappear. On the other hand, perhaps it's because this world is a mixture of truth and lies that people have learned how to believe. So what were you drawing? Anything good? When he is through reading his letter, Kaim turns to the woman. Concentrating on her own letter, she shyly raises her head when she senses Kaim looking up at her. I give up. She declares, listen to this. I'm so grateful to you and the others in the marketplace for all you have done for me. I'll never forget you as long as I live. Lie to the billet and the girl says, she says, smiling through her tears. Any more posters to grab, so I should be okay. Wait, I think that do tell me out of the fucking elevator. We'll ride down one, and then we'll get his helmet out. It's right there. You can see it when you go down. Right there in the little fucking thing on the top right. Do I remember climbing this? No, I don't climb this. Do I ram the wall or something? Well, you can talk to him, you level yourself. Okay, but how do I get to the dude's helmet? Am I missing something? See the helmet. Does it stop halfway down and just grab it? Like. Oh, there we go. Ram. Soldier's helmet, where was it? Let's look on there. Return to right away. Better repay you. Into brooch. Kind Barganar.
Why aren't we leaving? We should have already been gone by now.
I'm waiting for somebody.
What? Who?
There's somebody else on the team.
Huh? I haven't heard about that.
I have.
This guy.
What the? This is the other guy?
Yeah.
Whoa, baby. What a... I can't believe my luck.
Reeks of booze.
Why are you late?
Can't you tell? A man's got to do certain things before leaving on a mission like this, and I know what I had to do.
Jerk.
Thank you, my lovely. Do or die Johnson is now off to meet certain death.
Miss you. Oh, Jensen, come back to us. We still have that bar
Oh, that is
for you.
so sweet. I know. Oh, don't say that. That's so nice. Hey, oh, you know, girls, I'm already missing you. Hey, can I have just 15 more minutes? I need 15 for her, and her. That's 45 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Like we would wait for you, you worthless drunk.
That hurt.
You
not very
poor
nice.
things.
I think I
You
was
know
very
what?
good.
You're free to go.
Hey,
Thanks for bringing him to us.
Ah.
Well, thank you. You're such a doll. You'll come and play with us next time, honey. More than
Hey,
that.
don't touch me. Get out of here. Shoot.
Oh, that's not very nice. Okay, bye-bye, girls. Don't cry. I'll be back. Don't worry. Okay. Bye again.
Great. Just what we need. More useless baggage.
Hey, that's not nice. I ain't gonna come in real handy. You know, you can count on it. Whoa! Hey.
Who's counting on what?
Ow. Hey. Man, you are so angry. What is your problem? Hey, you ready? Hey, you ready?
Use skill link tutorial. No. Or now it's done. Is there not a save point here? Which one was a save? Try one place like this. Oh, he's a shopkeeper. When journeys left on running to me, it says some new wares to stock have to offer. The area is a dangerous region infested with monsters. You best prepare to okay, your shop.
Easy, Buck. I just gotta follow him. This is like a death march. Hey, we gotta get through that? There's no road.
Pull yourself together. If this is all it takes to wear you out, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't wear out in bed.
Once we get through here, there's the Ypsilon Range. Those mountains are steep and rugged. The weather is unpredictable. And since the ground is unstable, we have to be on the lookout for rock slides, too. Of course, I expect to see you take a tumble into the canyon before we see any rocks doing it.
Yeah, funny. You know, Lord Gongora was saying you have a problem with your memory, right? I mean, you sure know these mountains well enough. And of course, you know you shave your legs every day and you pluck your eyebrows. And you owe me money, so I'm confused. You sure you really don't remember?
My body remembers.
What?
There was a time when I used to rush through here. I was a pirate, and supposedly I also went through these mountains. But I just don't know what the truth is. I don't have any answers.
Huh. Well, what about you? Did anyone tell you what you once were?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Well, since you're so upbeat and happy, I doubt if anyone will remember you.
That's fine with me.
Oh?
My body also remembers.
How so?
Just that it was painful. If I happen to remember, and my past didn't amount to much, then I think it's probably better to have never remembered.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Kaim, there's no need to rush it. Your memories will come back gradually. And they're not all bad.
What? No breaks?
You just had one.
Yeah, how about some water? A little fruit? How about a foot massage? My feet don't stink. Kaim, you up for that? Hello?
Getting money from a tree. Oh, that was true. Alright, I think I'm gonna save here and call it a night. I don't have anybody on though. Everyone's playing Lost Odyssey or just me? Let's see. No, just me. I'm gonna cut it here, guys. I will do more of this tomorrow, and I'll be actually more combat tomorrow. This is all kind of a reading stream for me, which doesn't normally happen, but that we're gonna do, right? Later, guys.